Hello everyone. Okay, so what you're seeing outside of you is a result of your internal world. Your external is a reflection of your internal. So whatever you're doing inside of you, you're projecting that outside of you to have this experience. You are the creator of your own reality, and that is how you experience your life, through the creation from within you. So, internal equals external. You are the mirror, and everything and everyone outside of you is your reflection. Reflecting back to you who you're being, to give you the opportunity that if you don't like it, you can change. And the same thing's happening for everyone, okay? Everyone is their own mirror, and everything and everyone around them is their own reflection. So whatever's going on for them, they're projecting that externally. Let's see if we can do, if I use two colours, what we can do is make it easy for you to look at. So this in the middle is separating you from the reflections, even though it is all you. Okay, it is all you, because the reflections are you, and this is happening for everyone. So it's not like, oh, you're the only one in the world. It's that there is no separation. That's what it means. There is no separation. That's an illusion. Separation is an illusion, and it's one of the biggest lies that you have been taught, that you are separate from everything and everyone around you. Because living like that is living suffering, because now you're trying to please the self, rather than understanding that when you serve the whole, you please yourself, because you are part of the whole. There is no separation. Okay, so need to make that very, very clear. There is no separation. Doesn't mean there's only you. It means that there's one. We're all part of the same whole. There's no separation. Okay, that's what it means. And it means that we are all equal. It also means that the same thing is happening for everyone. The same thing is happening for everyone. You are all your own separate mirrors, and everything and everyone around you is your reflection. So let me give you an example, okay? Everything is your reflection. So not even just people, objects, things, wherever you go, that's your reflection. Because whatever you're doing internally, you're bringing that with you wherever you go externally. Okay, so let's do an example, right? Let's say that you are living in crippling fear within you, okay? And you decide to move house. There's no people in this house. If there was people, you would be projecting your own pain, fear and suffering onto these individuals. But because there's no people, there's only objects, you have to now project your own suffering onto the objects, because remember what I said, everything is a reflection of you. Every single thing is a reflection of you. So you've moved house, you're in crippling fear. You go into the kitchen, okay, you're making yourself a drink. All of a sudden, your fear is being projected onto the kettle. So now you're having intrusive thoughts, OCD. You know, your imagination is telling you you have to click the switch 100 times, otherwise something's going to happen. Well, it's not really that kettle that is scary, okay? It appears scary to you, but it's actually you are scared, living with a traumatized inner child within you, and you're projecting your fear onto this kettle, okay? Because everything's a reflection of you. So that's why people have intrusive thoughts, OCD, BPD. All of this is coming from you living in a constant state of fear in your own body. So living with a traumatized inner child. Because if you are someone living in fear, it doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter what's around you, that's going to have to make you fearful. It has to. Because that's a projection of you. And your internal is a projection, your external is a projection of your internal world. Whatever's going on for you internally is the reason why you experience what you do outside of you. It is all a reflection of you. Hence why you can be scared of objects. Hence why you can have intrusive thoughts about things, not even just people. It's all a reflection of you. And the more that you understand that, now there's no excuses for you to live your dream life, because all you have to do is transmute your energy, which is changing the way that you think and feel. And that's the reason why you are here. You are a soul having a human experience, and the reason why you came to earth is to create. You were created by the Creator, whatever you want to call it. Now it's time for you to use your power while you're here to create. That's why you're here. And if you don't, you are manifesting by default, which is living the same day every single day, having the same experiences every single day, meeting the same person in a different body time and time again. Literally just feeling the exact same as the day before and the day before that. And it's like a repeated loop with a never end. So the same thing is happening for everyone. Same patterns, same situations, different people. It's got to be different people for you to wake up to the fact that you're creating the same thing, even if the person looks different. So there's a purpose for that. If it was always the same person over and over, you would instantly know it's a game, because you're meeting identical people over and over. But if it's a different person and you're having the same experiences, it's for you to wake up to what's going on, to wake up to your power, to the fact that you keep attracting the same person in a different body. The looks have nothing to do with it, because the way you feel is always the same. So what's changed? Nothing. Nothing's changed. So you have to wake up to your own power. Otherwise, you're going to stay small, you're going to stay limited, and you're never going to reach your full potential ever. Not even close. Okay, so the same thing is happening for every single person. It is all you. It is all you. It is all them. It is all her, she, whatever. It's all you. Because separation is an illusion. Separation is an illusion. You're experiencing everything from your energy. So this person is doing the same, but how you're experiencing this person is from your energy. So you're seeing them as you. The same thing for them. How they're experiencing someone is from their energy. So how they're seeing this person is from them. And it's the same thing going on for everyone. You understand? This is what's going on for everyone. This information is priceless, and it's so important that everybody gets it and understands it, so you can actually live a life that you came here to live. Abundance is your birthright. You did not come here to suffer unless that's what you wanted as an experience. You can live a life that you absolutely love, one of freedom, joy, blessings. It's a choice you get to choose, but you need to understand information like this. You have to implement it to see the results. It's great to be drawn to this information, but you need to implement transmuting your energy so you can actually see how powerful you are. Otherwise, you're still scared. Otherwise, you're still believing in the doubt and the worry and the fear, so you don't actually think you're powerful. And if you don't think you're powerful, you're never going to experience a life where you feel powerful, where you even are acknowledging that, because you're shrinking yourself. You're still believing in the fear. You're still believing in the lie. And you can get whatever you believe in. So if you want to believe in a lie, you get that to experience. If you want to believe the whole world's against you, you get that to experience. If you want to believe that you're a victim, you get that to experience. So it's your choice. But make sure that whatever you are choosing, you actually would like that experience. Otherwise, you would change. So, I've got 2 different colours. So we can have a look at this, right? The same thing is happening for everybody, okay? Everybody. The same thing. The same exact thing. So you are the mirror. Everyone is their own mirror, okay? That's really important to know. You are the mirror. Everyone is their own mirror. What you're seeing outside of you, okay, this is all your reflection, right? This person, again, they are their own mirror, and you are their reflection. Okay? So now let's name them. Let's put Ben. Let's get a different pen as well. We'll put Ben and Jess. Okay, so we have Ben and Jess here. They're having a conversation. Let's say they're in a relationship. Okay. So, Ben can only experience Jess as Ben, right? Ben can only experience Jess as Ben, because whatever's going on for him internally is his life. So let's say he has mother wounds, okay? He can only see Jess as the pain he has for his mother. So imagine them in a relationship, right? Okay. Let's go on to Jess. Jess can only see Ben as Jess. Okay? So let me put Jess there. And then Ben there. Because you can only experience everything from your energy. It's your own energy. The reason why people meet each other is because you would be the perfect reflection for them, right? Let me go into this in more detail. So, when someone's speaking to you, okay, they're seeing you as themselves. Their reaction to you is a projection of what's going on for them internally. But the way that you react is showing them what's within you. More importantly, it's showing you what is within you. So Ben can only experience Jess as Ben. Ben can only experience anything outside of him as Ben. So Ben experiences everything outside of him as Ben, okay? Whatever Ben's energy is in, that's how he's experiencing everything outside of him. Okay, so when it comes to Jess experiences everything outside of her as Jess, okay? People, objects, every single thing. Hence why I always go over with that example of You know, someone living in chronic fear, they move house, there's no people in the house. Well, they've got to project the fear they have within them onto the objects. So they're scared of the kettle, of the fridge, of the freezer. It's not really the kettle that's scary. They're scared within themselves, and they're projecting that externally, because how you're viewing and living your life is a projection of your internal world. So most relationships are not soulmates, right? I'm going to be real with you. Most people are in trauma bonds. They have their person out there, but as long as they're believing in thoughts about themselves that make them live in fear, they're not going to attract someone that's actually for them. They're only going to attract a toxic individual. Because let's say, right, Ben has mother wounds and Jess, okay, has father wounds. Well, they're the perfect match for each other. Because even though Ben's the mirror and can only see Jess as Ben, Jess is the reflection. But she's also her own mirror, and she can only see Ben as Jess, and she has father wounds and he has mother wounds. So you see how they're the perfect match for each other, and they will be drawn together in a relationship because they mirror each other's emotional wounds. They're still only seeing the other one as who they are, but they're perfect for each other. Because the anger and resentment and pain and suffering that Ben has from his mother, he's going to project that onto Jess. And even though it's a projection of Ben's own pain, Jess is going to take it and accept it and deal with the disrespect because she has father wounds. Okay? And Jess's father wounds tells her that men are all, avoidant. Men always leave. Men are not trustworthy. All of that. So even though that's a projection of his own wounds, she's going to deal with it. Because the shouting and the abuse and the leaving and the cheating, it reminds her of her father's wounds that she has. So until she leaves that and changes her energy, you will always be a perfect reflection for someone that has mother wounds. Okay, but remember, Ben's only seeing Jess as Ben. So Jess could do the tiniest thing and Ben's going to explode. Well, it's not really about that tiny thing that Jess has just done. But it gives Ben the opportunity to let out his suppressed anger and resentment that he's built up from the years from his mother and put it all onto Jess. So Jess has to go within, know her own worth and attract someone. Ben needs to deal with what's going on within him, which is just changing his thoughts and feelings so he's not living in pain, and now he'll attract someone. Okay? This is how it works, guys. So you're never seeing anything for who they are. You're not seeing anyone for who they are. You're seeing people as who you are. Your emotional wounds, that's how you're seeing. So the reason why you came here to manipulate your energy, which is changing what you think and feel, is so you can experience true, genuine love, connections, okay? A life that you love, because you understand if you don't do anything about your energy, this is the type of connections that you will have. They will be trauma bonds. They will be a perfect reflection of your internal wounds. While manipulating your energy is changing how you think and feel. You're no longer operating from a place of pain and fear and suffering. You've transmuted that to love, peace, safety, security. So now that's going to be your output, and that's what you're going to get back, because you have become safe, secure, love and peace. And remember, it's still the same. Ben sees Jess as Ben. Well, now Ben can see Jess as love, safety, security, peace, because he's found that within him. Most importantly, that is who he is now being. And you may have known this. If not, you will now. You will always get more of who you are. Not what you would like, who you are. Everyone in your life is showing you who you are being, to give you the opportunity to change that if you don't like that. It was never about you changing the other person. And this is why your relationships are absolute blessings and you learn so much from them. Because, think about it, Ben wants Jess to change. Jess wants Ben to change. They both actually want themselves to change, and they're projecting that onto each other to make it look like if that person just changed, then I'd feel better. If that person just changed, then I'd feel better. And the truth is, if you changed, then you would feel better, and then you would feel better with everything outside of you. Okay, so doesn't matter what you've gone through, you transmute the trauma, you transmute the pain. Okay, and that's what we do in the Empire. You transmute what you think and you feel. So now you're no longer operating with mother or father wounds because you have become the parent to your inner child. Any energy dynamic that is lack is because you're suffering from mother or father wounds or both. And it does not matter how old you are, because every single individual has an inner child that lives within them, that is either healed or traumatized. Does not matter how old you are. If it's traumatized, you know because of how your life feels. If it's healed, you know because of how your life feels. But emotional wounds and toxic individuals come from having a mother or father wound. That's the root of it all. So it all goes back to childhood, and it's all about realizing that you are powerful because you are a soul having a human experience, so you can transmute your energy. And in fact, that is why you came here, to transmute your energy, to change the way that you think and feel. So you're no longer in this type of dynamic. You've healed. Okay, when you change the way you think and feel, everything around you changes. These people met because that was a perfect reflection of their own internal suffering. That person was a perfect reflection to show this person what's going on within them, to give them the opportunity to change if they wanted to. This person met this person to show them what's going on within them internally, to give them the opportunity to change if they wanted to. So everything is a blessing because you can use that to your advantage. If you don't want to be in a toxic relationship, then stop being toxic towards yourself by carrying the pain from the past, by holding on to anger towards a certain individual. Okay, because if you don't do that, this is where the cycles repeat, and this is where you just end up living the same day over and over and over, meeting the same person on repeat over and over and over. But you are powerful because you're a soul. Living like this is living through the lens of trauma. Well, you think you're just going to have an issue in your relationship? Absolutely not. They will follow you wherever you go. You'll have issues at the workplace. You'll have issues with your boss, with your co-workers. You'll have issues with your so-called friends. You'll have issues with strangers. You'll have issues everywhere you go because you're having issues within you by holding on to the pain, by holding on to the hurt and the suffering. You're damaging yourself. And over time, you could get ill. You can have diseases, aches, pains. You can hospitalize yourself by holding on to pain because it doesn't go anywhere. You're just storing it in your body. And the longer you store it in your body, the longer it's going to be obvious to you. So now you have back pain. Now you have joint problems. Now you have eczema everywhere. Because you can't suppress pain forever. That's what you didn't come here to do that. You came here to experience how you feel in every moment, which is allowing yourself to feel how you feel, not suppressing it. You know, most people are embarrassed to show emotion. They suppress how they feel in certain situations. Where do you think that goes? Because that's suppressed energy. If you were to release it by allowing yourself to feel the way you do after interactions, it would be gone. It would not be in your body. But because you're suppressing it, because maybe when you were younger, you were told that you were too much, to get over yourself, to stop being a baby, stop crying. Now that pain is in your body and it's just sitting there. And in any moment, it wants to come out. So you're projecting that to everything. The littlest thing someone could do, straight away, your response is anger, anger, anger. You're not really angry with them. You're angry with yourself. You're holding on to so much pain and anger from the past. You're not allowing yourself to release it. And therefore, every experience that you have is making you angry. So guys, if you want to transmute your energy, make sure that you join the empire. Okay? Manifest and live your dream life. Abundance is your birthright. You came here to live in freedom. So if that's what you would like, join the empire. If you would like to follow my YouTube, there's so much good free content on there as well. And my favorite tool that you can use to reprogram your subconscious is called theta hacking. And I also have that as a separate one for you. If you just want something to start straight away, right now, you can do that. But guys, you came here to love your life, enjoy your life, and get the absolute most out of your life. So don't look through the lens of trauma, because you're deserving of way more. Okay, I wanted to say that for a lot longer, but I have to go to a client now. But I love you all so much. Okay,